Hi, and welcome to Canine Overland Podcast, the podcast all about adventuring with your doggos and overlanding. I'm Johnny, known as Canine Overland on Instagram.
And I'm Kat. I am the Canine Explorers on Instagram.
And this is episode number 4.
And that's Stitch in the background. So today we have a couple of our closest Instagram friends here to interview. They are the humans behind the Instagram account Adventures with Atticus and Scout. They are Nicole and Zach. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
So welcome to our podcast. I discovered their account on Instagram randomly because I was searching through Huntington Beach dog beach photos, like their hashtag or something, and I saw Atticus in the sand with his like doofy face and his droopy ears, and I'm like, oh my god, he is so cute, I gotta know them. So I reached out to Nicole and I said, hey, you should come to Charlie's birthday party. It was Charlie's 12th birthday that we were celebrating with Zyla, one of our other friends on Instagram. Zyla's birthday is right after Charlie, so we just did a joint birthday celebration at the beach. And I went all out on this party because, 12 is a big deal for any dog. So I made t-shirts, and I made a cake, and I made dog treats, and we had the whole shebang. And then Nicole and Zach came with Scout and Atticus, and I noticed them right away because their hounds are very distinct. You can't mix them up with anybody else. So when I saw them, I introduced myself. We first met at that beach, and then the rest is history. So two years later, here we are.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Sums it up pretty good.
Yeah,
Sounds
better
accurate.
than I could do.
Okay, so I guess maybe recently because of COVID, we started to hang out more. We had less work, more time, more free time. We got you guys into off-roading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the New Year's run
Right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the New Year's. So New Year's 2019, January. That's when. But that day it was snowing, or the mountains were covered in snow. So we were leading a trail run, and Nicole brought just Scout that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we got to stop a few places, and then we got the dogs to run around. And we got some photos of that. What else did we do? Did we get stuck that day? I forget.
Yeah, we did. We got stuck and we had a U-turn.
Okay.
And I think that was Nicole's first time off-roading in snow, right?
Mm-hmm. In my stock vehicle.
In your stock vehicle, no lift, no tires.
Because we had just gotten the Subaru
Oh, really?
just
Yeah.
a little bit before that.
Oh,
so
I didn't
that
know
was
that.
We had just
I thought
gotten
you had it the whole time.
No, we had just gotten the Subaru, and I couldn't come. And so Nicole was like, I'm going to go try off-roading with our friends.
Yeah, it was
Who-
just Nicole and Scout.
Yeah,
You
and
were
it also,
there.
and it
Yeah.
sparked the flame
It did.
that is
Yeah.
Truly.
I remember.
our love for off-roading.
I remember
Yeah.
Nicole enjoyed it. What was your first day? I forget because you've been here and there. You've come
I
on.
don't think I really did any off-roading with you guys until just recently when we went up to Big Sur. Other than that, it's always Nicole's had to go while I was working or otherwise.
Or you were taking care of
busy.
Adrian.
Yeah, or I was taking care of Adrian or...
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was the first chance I got to go. But, I remember after the first time, Nicole came back and she was like, that was so much fun. It was obvious that we were going to be
Explain your happiness,
doing
Nicole.
more.
It
FOMO.
was so much fun. Okay, so I got in a car accident with my RAV4, and when that happened, there was a time when we were just using Zach's car, and you just had a pack walk. So I was asking both of you, hey, we're going to get a new car because I just got in an accident.
They
what?
rear-ended us, to be fair.
Yeah, I didn't cause it. They hit me.
Just
Not
like
my
Kat,
fault.
everybody hits
Everybody
her.
always hits me. I'm a magnet.
Just
Yeah.
why,
Yeah.
guys? Anyway,
Apparently,
so
I'm in the way all the time. I guess.
I'm sorry.
Stop driving so
Others.
slow.
No,
Driving safely, you mean? Anyway, so you guys said yeah, Subaru Crosstrek would be fine. I was like, deal, say no more. Subaru, they're known for being great for dogs and whatnot. Anyway, so you guys invited me to the New Year's run. I've never been off-roading as the driver, like I've always been a passenger. So I was really excited. And I think I was overwhelmed because there was snow and it was my first time. But at the end of the trail run on the way home, I was like, no, this was really good. Kat, like, definitely took care of my anxiety. She's like, no, you're doing great. Let the car swing. It's fine. You're not going to die. I was like, oh, thank God.
I sat in the car with you a little bit too, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Charlie went with Wendy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, it was really encouraging to have, like, such patient friends, like, accommodate to, you know, this newbie who knows nothing. And then from there, just, like, keep inviting me. I'm like, I don't know if I can make it, but let's go.
Yeah, I remember feeling that day because our first run with those strangers, like we didn't feel taken care of, you know, and we just felt like we were a burden and like in the way and causing all this trouble. So I didn't want anyone to feel like that because it felt like shit.
Exactly.
So us being responsible and, you know, leading this trail run as like the host, I feel like it's our duty, you know, to make sure that everyone feels comfortable, especially if we're the ones inviting you and asking you to put your car through that. Like, we wouldn't, like, kind of just leave you hanging. I feel like that's just douchey if they did, and that's what happened with us. They kind of, like, not left us hanging, but they didn't really, like, extend everything they could have. They were just kind of complainy. Yeah. So me and Johnny, like we vowed to not be like that. We just push forward and be the complete opposite. But in general, we're usually nice people. Or
Yeah,
we try to be. I try to be. Not towards Johnny.
Love him.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well, and for me at home, like I had some anxiety about like, you know, Nicole hasn't done a lot of off-roading and we don't know all
yeah.
these
How
people
did
that
you
well.
feel that
So
day?
it was great when she came home and like everything went really
She came
well,
home
and
safe and
obviously
sound.
like you guys had
Home.
like you guys had made an effort to make sure that she was included and felt safe and knew what to do. It was really encouraging, and I was like, awesome, this was a good experience, and we didn't have to worry about then the next time around. I wasn't like, oh, you know, I didn't have to worry about it at all. So that was it was great.
Well, I'm glad Nicole made it out alive and she enjoyed the first run.
She actually didn't get stuck. It was other cars that got stuck that day that made the whole group turn around. So it wasn't her vehicle that caused everything, even though maybe out of all the vehicles there, she was a stock Subaru. It could have gotten stuck. But we were in the middle, like middle end-ish of the line, the convoy.
Yeah.
So the people in the front got stuck. So if the people in the front got stuck, for sure, Nicole would have gotten stuck too.
And plus, we had a lot of snow that year too.
Yeah, it was
so
fresh snow too.
For a
that
stock
day.
car, I think everybody was scraping the bottom of their car.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of snow
Yeah.
that day.
Because if I was scraping in the Jeep, I can't imagine what the other
Yeah.
lower cars were.
Not lifted.
Yeah, not lifted. I'm like, ooh.
But now she's lifted.
Now,
Yeah.
okay, so let's talk about that.
So 2 years ago to now, we recently did a few upgrades on your Subaru.
Yeah. Hello.
Just recently, like the past couple of months, because we got more serious.
Yeah, we just finished putting the new all-terrain tires on and
Just
chopping
yesterday.
off part of my car so it wouldn't rub, which is totally unnoticeable to the naked eye. Like, I'm sure if my mom would look at the car, she'd be like, yeah, no, new tires, yay, good for you. That's it.
That was my initial goal when I was chopping things.
Proud of you.
I want to
did
keep
great.
it. I want to keep it clean. You know, I don't want it to look like a true off-road car that cut fenders, just like mine. You know, so
Maybe one day.
it looks great.
Yeah.
Well, and I would like, I think all of it, start going into it, at least from my perspective, I was like, this is an investment and it's a lot of money. And so do we really want to do this? But because the first several trips that we did went so well, it's easy to be like, yeah, this is for sure worth it.
Yeah, and you guys did the first couple of trips in a stock.
Yeah,
And
so
then
we were
you
like, we
guys-
know if we can do it stock, this is just going to make it that much easier, that
Yeah.
much better, and we can go that much further on, and you know, funner trails. So we did, so we were able to go and we did first lifting it, and then once that was all done, it took a couple weekends with Johnny helping us and for me, it was really cool because I like to learn about cars, but I've never done much work on cars. So I got to learn a lot in the process since we did it ourselves. And so learned how cars kind of go together and how that all works. And so we lifted it, and then, putting new tires on it. So now it's like off-road ready, or truly kind of ready to do stuff. And now the rest is just kind of the
Now
the
you
fun
need a
stuff,
roof
the-
rack.
So
the roof racks and the lights
Yeah.
and all the stuff.
So basically, your car's already off-road ready, just to go on any trail. I mean, not rock crawling trails, but I'm talking about like good fun fire roads, offshoots, and stuff like that. Now it's time to deck it out to camping because you guys are starting to get into camping now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your first camping trip in a long, long time was with us too.
Yes. First time with dogs too.
First time with dogs.
Are we talking about Big Sur?
Yeah. Yes, we are.
We kind of went all out for them for their first time.
We did, and we did that same trail like 9 times, going in and out because we kept leaving the trail to go explore Highway 1 up and down Big Sur, and then back to camp, and then the next day do it all over again.
Yeah, it was really fun, that camping trip. And it was especially fun because Zach and I got to switch off, so he got to enjoy it, driving. And like, he's like, am I doing it okay? I was like, yeah, no, you're totally doing fine.
Yeah, get some seat time in there.
Yeah.
Besides that incident that we had where Zach lost his hat in the middle of the highway.
It's okay, he found it. He's wearing it now.
How did that happen? Did you just stick your head out the window or something?
I think he was taking photos or videos, right?
He was
I was
taking
trying to get videos for the gram, and I just put my head out the window and my hat came off.
What
And
did you think was gonna happen?
I just didn't.
Because I was leading the way, and I just
Next
heard
thing you know, I hear
I heard-
on the radio,
yeah.
"Oh, we need to stop."
someone was yelling. I'm like, oh no, what happened? Like, what the fuck? Like, did someone have a flat tire? And it's like, no, Zach lost his hat down the highway. He's running up there right now. And then Zach comes running back, huffing and puffing, saying, I'm out of shape.
Dude, the elevation.
It killed me. I ran like 100 yards and I was dead.
What
That was hard.
elevation? We were at
We
coastline.
were at Coastline.
Oh, frick.
At sea level.
I had no excuse. I'm just out of shape.
Maybe it was inclined a little bit.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that trip. The
that was
weather
fun.
wasn't too hot. We had shade, thankfully.
Thankfully,
Mhm. We yelled at our fellow campers.
Yeah, that was
not
my
we.
fault.
That was just
that was
Cat.
just me. That was my fault. My bad.
So you want to explain to
Their
everybody what happened?
campsite was exactly identical to ours. It was next to ours, and it was literally a little pocket behind the trees, and then open area. And then up the hill was our campsite with a little cubby behind the trees, and then the open area. So I'm like, I didn't drive up there first to know where we were going. I was following Johnny because the first day we were trying to find the campsite. So had I been the first one to find the campsite, maybe I would have noticed the first one before we got to ours. So yeah, I yelled at those campers. I was like, why did you take our chairs down? Yeah, I mean, there's not that many places in Big Sur to camp, dispersed camping in the shade, because a lot of the camp spots is literally on top of the ridge out in the open. And I'm glad we found a spot with the trees because out in the open was really hot.
It was so warm.
But it was great because we hadn't done a lot of off-roading together or like with all of our stuff and all of our camping gear. So it was like a great balance of, it was a good amount of off-roading, but it wasn't a super long trail, and it was a good spot, but we were still able to get back down the trail and like explore other areas. So it was a really good balance of all of those elements, especially for beginners. Yeah, and enough to make us be like, yeah, we should do this again. This was fun. We should do it again sometime.
And I love the fact that you guys actually switch drivers, so both of you guys can get some like seat time.
Yeah, Johnny never
and-
lets me drive. So I never got road time.
Yeah, I think because of Kat's driving history.
No.
Before?
No. Like we said earlier, I'm a magnet and people like to hit me.
Well, because you have a nice ass and people want to rear end you.
Okay.
I would hit you too. Shoot, I'm driving
Stupid.
behind you.
Yeah, our first Jeep was 100% not my fault. I was just driving and someone hit me.
Yeah, you got T-boned.
That was
Yeah.
devastating because the first
We
thing
put
the,
so much
we
time
put so
and
much
money
time
in
and
that.
money
We went
into
all
it.
out on
Yeah,
our first.
and when
our
she
first
called me and said
one.
that she got into an
It was so
accident, I was like,
sad.
oh, the first thing that ran through my head was, are you okay? How are the dogs? And
Yeah,
it-
one of our dogs got injured. She got a little
Yeah.
cut on her eye.
It's okay to say that you're concerned about the Jeep.
dude,
Yeah.
100%. Come on. I put sweat and tears and freaking bloody knuckles into that thing. Of course I'm going to be mad. And then once we got this Jeep, this Jeep just cost more than the first Jeep. And then now we got the LX.
Yeah, the first Jeep holds a sentimental value that is just sitting in our garage right now. I can't let it go.
I will say, I think another thing that was fun about that first trip is we had, I forget now, 14 dogs, I think.
13.
And so that element too of being able to like see all the dogs get there and how much fun they all had together, and that, you know, at first it seemed like this is insane, having 13 dogs with us. That's never gonna work.
Any normal person would think it's insane.
It is insane.
Right? People seeing us
Yeah.
were like, "What are you guys doing with that many
Well,
dogs?"
we,
at the
we
gas
actually
stations and stuff?
we actually pull up to like those pullouts, those what do you call those vista points, and then you see all the little foreigner tourist people like
Yeah.
staring at us, taking photos
Even
of our
with
dogs.
4 dogs we travel with,
Yeah.
people stop. Like 4 dogs
It's
is a
freaking
lot.
crazy.
So with 13,
Yeah.
it was a lot, but it worked perfectly, right? I mean, there were virtually no like issues,
No.
and
Yeah, none of the dogs ran away.
But the thing that I kind of don't like is because our campground that we had was like next to a road, so then our dogs couldn't be
Yeah.
off leash all the
Off-leash,
time because it was during a holiday that we went, right?
Yeah.
We went
Right.
during July
Fourth of
4th of July weekend. There's tons of cars going up and down the trail trying to find a campground, a campsite.
yeah, and
they
some of
kept
them going fast too.
going super fast,
blowing
trying to
dust everywhere.
yeah. And then once it got to the top, it was a dead end. They had to bust a U-turn. So then we had a
Yeah,
lot
so they
of traffic.
Passed twice.
But-
Each car passed
But
twice.
then our next trip coming Labor Day weekend, like I do want to come to this place that we're doing a podcast now, but at the same time, I do want to go up north so we can save a camp spot and then just explore the northern side, you know? Because here
Yeah.
there's not very many
Yeah,
things
you
to do
can't go
because of the
anywhere here.
fire too. So, and plus our dogs can be off leash over there. And I think they'll be way more happier.
yeah, I mean, either way, just the fact that even in suboptimal conditions, our dogs did so good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is awesome seeing, and the dogs loved it and getting to just smell, especially with hounds. Like they love all the smells and getting to explore. So they loved it and seeing how fun it was for them. I was like, yeah, it can only get better than this.
Yeah.
Because like you said, we were on a road, so
yeah, just
thinking-
imagine being out in the middle of nowhere and then the dogs
Yeah.
all off leash. Like right now,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
we're out in the middle of nowhere,
Perfect.
kind of
condition.
far away from the road, and then the dogs ran off leash a little bit before we set up.
So that definitely made it like, yeah, this is something we'd want to do.
Yeah.
Again, our dogs loved it. It worked for us. There weren't issues. Yeah.
So for our next trip coming up next week, will you guys' bedtime be extending, or will it still be 8
not push it,
p.m.?
guys.
8
Okay, so
p.m.
we went to sleep around 9:30, and I don't know. We just wanted to make sure we weren't totally burnt out by the end of the weekend.
Did you know Nicole pushed it to 10:30 one night?
I pushed it to like 11:30.
Was it
sir.
11:30? I don't know. We had a lot of drinks, so I don't remember.
You should know that that's a lot for Nicole. In terms of like priorities in life, I would like to say that as her husband, I'm up there. I would say sleep is like a notch.
a notch over
Over you.
above you.
It's important.
Said what
Sleep
he
is
said.
important.
So knowing that she gave up sleep to spend more time
Dude,
with other
Yeah.
you
people.
don't need any more beauty sleep, okay? I think you had enough.
There's never enough to have beauty sleep.
It's true.
Have you seen me? I wake up at 6 every single morning.
Exactly.
I'm good
I
looking.
have seen you. You need more beauty sleep.
But, we'll end this podcast now.
No.
No.
We'll take a break. Thank you for tuning in on our current episode. We are taking a break right now to introduce to you our subscription page, aka send us a coffee, show us a little bit of love and support. So it's coffee.com, ko-fi.com/Canine Overland. There you can send us a little donation to buy coffee, or you can sign up for a subscription. We have 2 tiers going on. Our first tier is $5, where you can get exclusive content and ability to just send us a message anytime, and we can converse on whatever it is you want to converse about. The second tier is $10, and with that you can get all of that plus our coordinates to all of our trips, detailed blogs about every single trip we take, exclusive video and content, and anything else we decide to share with our community. Otherwise, feel free to enjoy our episodes and continue to follow us on our social medias. And we share a little bit of our content there. But either way, we still love you guys. And back to our episode. And we're back. So, Nicole and Zach, you said that camping trip with us in Big Sur was your first time with the dogs. How did you guys prepare? Like, what did, what did
we prepare?
yeah,
Question.
like
That's the
before, like
question.
packing for the trip, like what went through your mind? I know it's overwhelming because a lot of people like they don't want to forget anything because just like with children, you just don't want to forget that diaper bag, you know?
Or
Been
the children
there.
alone, like Home Alone.
Yeah, did you pack enough food? You know, like yeah, what went through your head packing for the dogs? Because I know a lot of our followers want to know how we prepare camping trips with dogs.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there was all the normal stuff, right? We wanted to make sure we had our tent and our box of typical food stuff, paper plates, whatever. We had lights, so all the normal stuff that you want to take camping, lantern. But in terms of the dogs specifically, as Scout gets all tangled up in her leash right now.
I think they saw something.
They saw
Yeah.
a squirrel.
Well, so that's the thing. So I think the main thing for us is that we had some anxiety before going because we have hounds. And so when you go camping, there's critters all over the place and they have that instinct to want to chase after them. So we wanted to make sure that their training was 100% on point and that they were really going to be in tip-top shape so that we didn't have to stress about them too much. But that was tricky for a couple reasons. One, we just don't have the whole setup yet in terms of like backup batteries and all that stuff. So we've done a lot of work with training them, and we use their collars. We use prongs sometimes if we need to on walks. But if they're off leash, we try to use our e-collars. But those only have such a long battery life,
Right,
and we didn't
were
have
out there
a great
3
way
days.
to recharge them while we were out there since we were there for 3 days. Yeah. So I think that was a lesson learned for us. We tried to prepare by making sure we had lots of, we had all their food and their water, plenty of water, bowls and whatnot. And all of that worked out really well. But that became probably the biggest challenge, is just making sure we had a way, just good recall in place in case when they were off leash, in case they saw something like a squirrel or a whatever, some kind of little rodent, that they wouldn't just take off and never return.
Yeah,
you know?
but you guys train them every day, and you guys work on recall all the time.
Right.
Not
so
not
that was
when you're
crucial.
out. Yeah, you guys
And
just do that even in your neighborhood,
Mhm.
pack walks, local parks.
And
All
is your guys e-collar the 12-volt plug, or is it USB chargeable?
It's a 12-volt
It's
plug.
12 volt. So then I think I remember Zach was using one of our battery packs to
Mhm.
Charge.
because we actually have a Jackery 240, which is a battery power unit that you can
Not
also
sponsored.
not sponsored. That you can also charge with a solar panel, or you can plug it into your cigarette adapter while you drive, and it charges it. We can actually run our refrigerator on this thing, and as of right now, we're actually powering our laptop in it right now as we're speaking, which is pretty dope. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
that helped.
that's a good
And
investment.
but even then, it just takes a long time to recharge them, and yeah. So just making sure for us, and so even since then, it's been a reminder of making sure that we're regularly giving them opportunities to practice their, just lots of opportunities to practice their recall and making sure that they're totally on point. Which actually, I guess, I don't know if we want to jump to that yet, but so we did that trip, and I think we learned a lot. We learned that there's just some additional gear we'd want to bring, make sure our
Yeah,
e-collars
so-
have backup charges.
So why don't you maybe list, kind of like in general what you packed exactly, and then during the trip you guys learned what you needed and not needed, specifically for the dogs, because I know everyone wants to know like what, because you could always over prepare yourself and pack everything,
Yeah, there was some stuff we brought that we realized we didn't end
so
up actually
for
need.
us, because we've been doing this almost 3 years, like in the beginning we would pack everything, but over time as we got into it, we learned that we didn't need everything.
Right.
Basically first aid obviously, but I mean like we brought the dogs' booties. We would bring like their coats and like an extra coat, and then like baby wipes and like 10 bowls and all this stuff, and like
That's a lot.
We didn't need all that. Yeah, it's a lot because I don't want to like not have something when we're out in the middle of nowhere. But as you experience it and start to use things, some stuff just doesn't get touched. Like there was a microfiber towel in there. We don't even use it because the dogs are short hair, so they don't get as dirty. But like I thought, maybe they need it. But then we have baby wipes for that.
Well, that's the thing with overland is that you always pack more than what you need when you first start off, and then your system actually gets better and better that actually fits your needs.
Right.
So your goal is to set up camp and break down camp as fast as you can. So I think that's everybody's goal.
I remember getting home and specifically making a list of like, these are the things for next time that we probably don't need. These are the things we definitely want to make sure we get for the next time so that we can be better prepared.
So are we going to see an improvement for our next camping trip next weekend?
Hopefully.
Yes, but we're still bringing our giant tent.
Well, that's cool
The
too.
12-person
Yeah, that's
We got a lot of space.
for the summertime it's fine, but then once you get to like the winter time, it might
the
be a
setup
little
and
chilly. So
breakdown.
Yeah.
you
Get
might want to have
sweater.
a good down bag. You know what I mean, like a 0 degree.
But yeah, what items did you guys end up bringing that you didn't need?
For the dogs, I don't think we needed every single bug spray that we brought. Like, I brought the whole arsenal. Like, it was a lot. And because, like, it was in the back of the car, I put it in a rush, it leaked.
Oh,
I was like, well,
now your car smells
guess-
like bug spray.
yeah, like, it smelled
That's
really
okay, too.
nice.
Yeah.
But, like, we didn't use it. We didn't use all of them. I used some of it and it was great, but I don't think I needed to bring a gallon worth of bug sprays. So that, I think I brought their little backpacks and we never used them.
Well, I think because we didn't get a chance to go hiking because of where we were at, because a lot of the trails wasn't dog friendly besides that one trail that you suggested that you wanted to do, but it was
Yeah.
busy.
Oh yeah,
We
that
drove-
was so busy.
we
We
drove
passed
past
by
it.
it.
Yeah, I think the dog backpacks, because we used to bring the dog backpacks too, and it took up a lot of room, but we don't usually use it.
Why don't you guys bring it on our next trip, because the stuff that we're gonna do up that highway has a lot of hiking stuff that we're gonna do with the pups. So
Yeah, I love bringing their backpacks, especially when there aren't like nearby cities or whatever. But
What do you put in their backpacks?
beer.
they're poop.
Their poop.
Yeah, they're poop. I don't want to hold it. They
Right.
made it.
They ma-
Sometimes
They
bug
made it.
spray or tick spray, which is some of the extra little things that they
Yeah,
have.
but mostly poop.
I want Stitch to hold my beer. And
I mean,
and
so
Charlie.
the dog backpacks, dogs can carry 25% of their weight, like naturally.
Well, that's good. So that means
Yeah.
Charlie and Goomba, and then
I mean, Charlie has his own backpack too. He
I know.
used to wear this little cute
Charlie goes in
wear
Scout's backpack.
Oh,
backpack.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
That's so
interesting.
cute.
And then Charlie fits in Scout's backpack.
and then
yeah.
Charlie
Yeah.
has.
I want to put Charlie and Goomba in Stitch's backpack.
But then Charlie has Zach. Zach always carries Charlie or Goomba.
Yeah, Charlie.
We love
Charlie's
them.
old now, so I don't know if he'll
could I not?
carry anything. But I put the backpack on him because the rough wear harness
That's
has the
right.
handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like putting that on them just so I can grab him real quick from that handle.
Yeah.
It's a good safety,
Yeah.
especially where we're going. It's going to be a lot of bears and
Some other items we didn't use on the trip for dogs. I think we had some backup leashes. Did we bring a long line? I don't think we used the long line.
I mean,
I think that's something that we wish we had
Yeah.
brought more of. Were just more variety, a greater variety of leashes. Because I think we only had
They're one.
our kind of standard ones that we use for walking, which were okay, but we ended up having to have them leashed and tied up for most of that trip, especially. So having
Especially
longer
during
lines would have been
mealtimes.
nice.
Yeah, I asked Johnny too. Did we bring the long lines? And we didn't have our long lines either. But now they're in the car
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
use it for training for clients. So they're actually tucked under the passenger seat.
oh, you tucked it under? How come you didn't tell me? I didn't even know it was under there.
Exactly, because you don't
Ta-da!
need to know. It's
No wonder I'm getting bad MPGs.
Yeah, okay.
It's not even a whole pound.
I know, it's like not even a pound. I'll put it in my car though, because I need it for
Yeah,
for
put it in
training
your
clients.
car. Your car is the
But
bougie
yeah,
car.
having a long line actually would have been cool because Gamja was at our Big Sur trip and he's good off leash sometimes. He just has that spurt of excitement and like he likes to chase critters too. So I was afraid to like let him run loose and then Stitch like get in a quarrel with him because they have in the past. But yeah,
I think the other item that we would like to get a better version of, I guess, in the future for more of this kind of camping with our dogs is the seat cover that's kind of like a hammock in the back seat. Because,
car cover.
yeah, we have one, but it's gotten pretty beat up and it's starting to tear, and the dogs end up getting, dirt all over their feet. And when you're camping, you just want to have a good way for them to be able to be in your car without getting the car super dirty and beat up either. And so having a good quality.
I mean, if you care about that.
if you care about
I mean,
that.
a little bit.
We
Come on.
have dirt and
Do you
sand
know-
all over our
Do
car.
you know the stuff that we drive our car through? Like
Yeah,
a
but that's
little
the
dirt
outside.
wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Oh no, our inside is dirty.
Yeah, because
We
we
got-
freaking rock crawl in our car and we
we
drive
got
with the windows
sand.
open so we
Yep.
can hear
Yeah.
so we can hear what the spotters
true.
we can hear what the spotters are telling us where to turn our wheels and everything,
Yeah.
and we're picking up dirt and the whole inside is just caked in dirt.
Just
But also because the dogs, when we're off-roading, they get anxious, and so sometimes Scout especially tries to get up into the front seat, and then that makes it harder to drive because then you're trying to keep her from getting up in
That's
the lap.
true.
So having a good way for them to
Yeah,
be back there and,
barrier.
not- and a barrier so they can't get up into the front.
And Zach was making fun of Guma today because we had a net barrier for the dog, but Guma just slips right through
Yep.
it.
she don't care.
Yeah, zero
That's
barrier.
nice.
Zero
for
barrier
Zumba.
for her.
It's a little dangerous.
And then
but
she's the only one that can actually go through it because the big dog
small.
stays back there.
Charlie
Yeah.
can't?
Charlie can.
Charlie can, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's not the type to like push through things. He doesn't care.
Guma's
to.
a cat. She climbs.
Yeah.
She goes through things. Like if there's a box, she'll go in it.
Yeah.
That's she's
Goomba
she's
is
weird.
a cat.
But those are I think the big things for us, having a good way for them to be in the car without having to worry about them.
Hmm.
How did you guys travel with food? Did you guys just bring the
We had a cooler.
kibble bag?
Yeah, the kibble bag
Or
and
did
a
you
clip.
put it in a clip?
clip.
Okay. The
Yeah.
basic of basics.
Yeah.
Super basic.
And it worked, right?
it
didn't
worked.
spill.
It didn't spill. They didn't try to go in it. Like,
Okay, that's good.
that was good.
Yeah.
Other dogs
Yeah.
might, but ours never. I mean, they're pretty food motivated, and they
Yeah,
never did.
that's
So that was good.
Yeah, I mean, all the high value treats were up front at our feet, like either with Zach or when I was in the passenger seat. Like, those are so like high value, they would have gotten into it. But the kibble, it's like, it's kibble. It's fine.
And we had to make sure that we were keeping all the food in like closed spaces, so that
Yeah.
it wasn't just like out there for animals to
I
come and
think
steal.
for the future, though, when we go camping in bear country, when bears are active, a bag and a clip would not do it.
No, we
no,
would
we'll
need
need
it
some
like,
kind of a sealed.
Well, that's
cooler
why I
or
told you
something.
Yeah.
guys either get like a bear canister or an airtight
Airtight.
like
Screw
container.
top, though.
Yeah.
Not just a clip, because bears.
And
can just
then if you guys don't have that, you can also put your stuff in like a dry bag and just hang it in a
Far,
tree,
far away from your camp.
far away from a tree.
like
high
how
enough.
far?
like at least 30 feet away. At
You
least.
wanna
So like how many cars away?
like 5 cars.
a little more than that, but then you kind of want to find a tree that has a long branch to hang it on, because you don't want it close to like the tree stump,
Yeah,
because they
'cause they
can,
can climb
that's
up.
what they climb on. You know what I mean? So
So you
once they
kind
get
of
up
want
to
it
that,
hovering in the middle of the
yeah.
air. If you can possibly tie it in between 2 trees and let it dangle in the middle,
that's what we do.
kind of like a slack
Yeah.
line. That way, even if they did climb on either trunks of the tree, they can't get into the middle.
And then there's this one time we went
always have
hiking
rope.
in the Rockies, or was it in Aspen, in Colorado?
It was the Rockies
Oh, the Rockies.
near Aspen.
We had
You're
we-
correct in both.
we we had a dry bag, and then we had all of our food in it. So we
Yeah.
walked away from camp, like far away from camp. We actually buried our food
Oh,
underneath
wow.
the snow and everything, and
Oh,
because
wow.
the snow was so deep, it's like knee deep snow. We just buried that crap. And then even though we did have a bear walk through our site,
They didn't walk through. They
we had bear tracks.
but they didn't
across,
walk through our camp.
Well, not through where our tent was at, but then like away from our tent, we saw tracks. Right,
We saw tracks,
Yeah.
but then another hiker said he saw the bear. So
Went
we didn't
through-
see the bear.
the bear went through his camp where he was camping at, where we wanted to camp at.
And he was hammock camping
Yeah,
in the snow.
which was freaking.
What?
It was freaking
That's
dope.
wild.
He had a thermal blanket, and then his sleeping bag, and then he dug a little trench.
Bougie.
That ain't bougie. You know what's
It's
bougie?
bougie.
Catherine's LX Land Cruiser. Her
We're gonna get a rooftop tent soon,
K9
Nice.
Cruiser.
sometime in the future. And that's bougie.
So CBT wants to
Sponsor us.
sponsor
Just
us
kidding.
with a Mount Hood. I'm down to shoot content for you guys.
thanks.
Oh, I almost the other things that were really helpful were we didn't bring it, but we were able to borrow little like the dog beds that are, I guess, cots that are a little bit raised off the
yeah.
ground.
Like the one that we have with our
Yeah,
dogs?
I mean,
and so
ours
the ones
suck.
that can fold up so they can fit in the car without taking up a ton of space. We didn't bring. We have some at home that we didn't bring because they don't fold up, and so they would have taken up like
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
trunk.
The elevated
But there were a
beds.
couple there.
Yes.
And they were perfect because there's bugs and stuff on the ground. And so for our dogs, they didn't really want to lay on the ground sometimes. But having something where they were just off the ground was really helpful.
And it was helpful for like place training out in, distraction zones and during meal times.
That too.
Yeah,
and
I wish we brought those.
and
Yeah,
we
we
had a
didn't-
lot of tree sap on the
Yeah,
ground that
we
kept getting
didn't
on their
start
coats, right?
With that, like we camped with the dogs. We didn't have any of that. We didn't have
No, we
like a
didn't.
dog mat,
We just had a
like
blanket.
a travel bed. We never brought one of those. We never had.
Well,
like,
as you can
foldable
see right
cot.
now, they're more than happy to lay on the ground.
Look at Lilo.
Yeah,
She's
oh
so
my
cute though.
So
is.
I mean, like over time, we're like, oh, let's get this, let's get that, and we'll try it. And then if it
Yeah.
works, it works. If it doesn't, then we'll just leave it at home.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we didn't. I mean, I wish we had people to camp with to learn from.
Right.
Well, it's
No, that
fine.
was super
Thanks,
helpful.
guys.
Well, that's the thing.
We
like,
are. We're
we,
so
we
lucky.
actually
Yeah.
learn
You guys
from
are so
trial and
lucky.
error, and then we actually, teach people who haven't done
Yeah.
it before because we want people to get out more. That's I think that's the main
Yeah,
goal is people to
we-
get out more.
We want to inspire
enjoy
others to
themselves.
go get their dogs outside.
Mhm.
Because, like our friend Sherry's not a camper, but she knows that Gamja is so happy out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's willing to send him off to me.
Gamja went on that trip with us, and Gamja
yeah.
loved
You
being
love
in
Gamja.
nature.
So
You kept
well.
petting him all
he
day.
did pretty well.
I love
Yeah,
Gamja,
he's
and
so cute.
Gamja loved being in nature. It was obvious. Like I could tell that he loved being
loved
out there and,
nature, yeah.
and all the smells
Yeah.
and all the he loved it.
He was perfect inside the tent though. When we were like sleeping and everything, he slept
He
by my
settled
slide
fast.
on my thighs. He kept me warm. So super fluffer.
And then the trasharoo, I think, because
Oh, yeah.
we
yeah,
if,
yeah.
if it hadn't been for having a trasharoo, we probably wouldn't have any way. Like we didn't have a good way to deal with all the dog poop and stuff.
Mm-hmm. They
So
would be
like even if we had a way to
traveling
deal with like the food trash and stuff, and we wanted to put that in a trash bag or something and just put that in the car, that would have been okay. But like you don't want to have to put all your dog poop in your car and drive home with that,
Yeah.
right?
I think one of our first purchases was a trasher
Yeah.
because we knew we didn't want to put poop in our car.
Yeah.
So to the listeners who don't know what a trasharoo is a trash bag that has a clip on it that has a flap that you can actually hang on your tire carrier, your spare tire carrier. So you don't have to carry your trash bag inside your car packing stuff out of camp. You can leave it outside of your car.
Yeah, it looks like an oversized backpack.
Yep.
And I mean, you don't have to have a tire carrier to put it back there, but I mean, it's the easiest way to mount it.
And it's so versatile that it's not just a trash bag because you can also carry firewood
Yeah, you
in
can
that
put
thing
stuff in
to
there.
camp and then carry your trash out.
Mm-hmm.
So just having a way to make sure, like, obviously, just like you guys, we want to make sure we're being conscientious
Yeah,
campers
leave no
and
trace.
Yeah.
not leaving a bunch of garbage, right? So we want to do it right. We didn't want to leave all our dog
But
poop.
if you
you don't
notice
want to
that-
take the dog poop in the car. So having
Yeah.
a way to pack it out that's outside the car so your car doesn't stink the whole way home.
And plus, we like
That's a
to
big
have
one.
it is because we always pick up other people's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
every single time we roll up to camp, we always pick up trash first, and then we set up camp.
Yeah.
I don't want my dogs to run around in broken glass. It seems to be there's always either ammo shells or broken glass at camp.
There was other
Or
well,
toilet paper.
I'm going to hope it was anything.
Oh my
but I'm
god!
pretty
yeah.
sure it was human
so,
poop.
wait,
at
so
that last
was it
campsite.
you
Yeah.
that picked up the toilet paper? That was
was me.
That was at the site,
That was
But we
that.
had a claw.
dude. People bury
I
your
know.
fucking shit and pack out your toilet paper, please.
No. Yeah, pack out the toilet paper.
Yeah, and-
Sometimes people bury it, and
Yeah,
just, I mean, if you're gonna trash, like, if you're gonna take out trash, might as well just take out your toilet paper.
So
too.
having a good way to pack out is
Yeah.
suffice to say, having a good way to pack out
I
was
mean-
important. And we weren't prepared. We weren't prepared for it. If you guys hadn't
Yeah.
had your trasheroo, we would have
hadn't.
been in
But
trouble.
I feel like if you don't want to get a trasheroo, or if you had no way to mount it on your car, you can just get like a painter's bucket that has like that solid.
Home Depot,
airtight lid.
$5.
yeah,
5
that-
gallon.
that's true.
Put
Just
all your
having
trash in
something that's
there.
going to be a good
Yeah,
seal.
and
you
then
don't
on,
have to
on top
deal
of
with
that,
the
that bucket is also for versatile because you can put swimming noodles around the edge of it and use
Sit
it
on
as
it.
and use it as a toilet. with
Oh.
kitty
Many
litter,
options for
with
your
kitty
baby.
litter in
We-
it,
we've
and
actually
that's your shit.
We did that once, and I didn't like that.
I didn't like that
I don't
because
like it. I'd
my
rather poop in a hole.
because I have a small buttocks and it falls
Buttocks?
and it falls
Buttocks?
and it falls through it. So,
Buttocks?
yeah.
Oh,
Stand up.
that reminds me. The other item that ended up coming in at like a huge utility was
Shovel.
the privacy tent,
Oh.
the shovel.
Okay, let's talk about privacy tent. Well,
Don't
we,
put it on a hill.
we should not let Zach set up a privacy tent because
I
he
did an excellent job.
because you put one of the privacy tent
On a hill.
on a hill, and I was too drunk. I went to go down to freaking pee, and I almost freaking rolled over down the hill.
It sounds like your fault.
No, it wasn't, because Nicole almost fell too, so it wasn't
Okay,
my fault.
so it's exciting.
I actually like the hill
It was like a good thigh workout. So it's exciting.
to
You're,
squat.
like camping, one with nature. You go poop out in nature. You dig it up and pack out your toilet paper. But it's really difficult kind of when you're like in a rush and it's
Yes.
on a hill
Yes.
and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, am I going to make it? Is it going to be on my shorts?
And we had bees.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and there were bees.
So
That's-
having the privacy tent just made it
Stuck in there.
that much easier, especially because it was kind of busy.
Yeah, there's.
So I would say
people.
that was, it's not necessary,
Mhm.
but it was helpful.
You
for
should
sure.
always have one
Yeah.
in the car just
yeah,
in case. You know what
you
I mean?
never know.
We ended up using it a lot,
Yeah.
and the shovel.
The
Yeah,
shovel.
Which
sure.
again,
Shovel
we
is
didn't
great.
we didn't bring a shovel because we just hadn't thought about it. So
Mhm.
that was another one where I
We
wrote that
kind of
down.
want
I
to
was like, we
upgrade
need a
our shovel because our shovel's too short.
I'll
you
take
know,
your
I'm
shovel.
always-
We went through how many shovels to get to the shovel we have now? We had
Well-
that little tiny hand shovel, and
Oh
it
my
never
God,
worked.
The
like we used it.
the RAI little hand scooper that you can fold in
Yeah.
half and put in your backpack. We had
It's like
that.
the size of your hand.
And then
palm of
we
your
upgraded
hand.
to like a mid-sized shovel that got stolen off our roof rack, and then we upgraded to this little foldable
fold it,
shovel,
yeah.
but it's still too short. I really do want a Crazy Beaver, so if Crazy Beaver
It has spikes on
wants
it.
to sponsor us,
Sponsor us.
you know,
we're not sponsored by
Crazy Beaver.
anything.
because that's gonna be a lifesaver. Because sometimes I need to poop really bad.
Yeah, the crazy
And you need
beaver
something where you
shovel.
can dig that hole in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
has-
exactly.
It has like those spikes.
Yeah,
at
it has-
the end.
Yeah,
Those little spikes, like a fork. It
yeah.
has
Oh,
You
those
can't
spikes.
see it,
interesting.
but there's
Yeah.
some
Like-
intense
You
hand
can't see
motions
my
happening
It's
hand.
not
right
like a
now.
fork. It's more like
It's
a
like
spork because the
spork,
shovel
yeah.
is.
Sport.
Yeah, it's a shovel, and then at the end it has like those triangle ridges to help dig.
But it's like
then,
90
but then
bucks.
there's some places that you can't even dig a hole, so like
You really have to pack it out.
AKA,
so-
AKA where we're going next week.
yeah, so there's
it's gonna
there's
be
not
rock.
soft
So
dirt. So when we do that, we have wag bags, which is waste bags, which is kind of like a human-sized doggy bag, but
Oh.
it's double layered. So the inside has solution to help dry out your waste, and then you seal that, and then you seal the second bag, and it's like a poop bag for dogs, but humans.
it's double sealed, so it won't
Yeah,
leak.
double sealed.
And it won't smell.
It won't
and it
smell
won't smell.
at
But
all.
I mean, you're gonna get a trash roo anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But when
True.
are you gonna get a trash roo by our next trip
Probably
this
not.
weekend?
No, because Amazon's busy.
Well, you guys are going to REI tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, REI has some. You
Oh,
can
they
buy
do?
some- yeah, you can buy some.
That's
wag
If
exciting.
you guys buy a wag back there, we'll actually send you money to get us a
Yeah.
case
Get
too.
some. Yeah, it's always nice to have in emergency too.
Yeah.
Let's say we're stuck in traffic and you're in the middle of a highway in the middle
Been
of
there.
nowhere, right? And
Been
you
there,
need
done
to go
that.
bathroom. Like you can just go into the wag bag in your vehicle.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't have
I
to go
wish
outside.
I had that wag back that one time I went home from the PT. When I went from my physical therapy when I had to poop really bad.
Okay.
See, they're useful in
But,
any context.
I mean, you should have it anyway as a backup. as an
Yeah,
emergency.
but you know what sucks is that like it's in my drawer system, so I had to get out.
True. You should
know,
just put it in
so
your glove
I want
compartment.
it in my glove compartment so I can just like
Mm-hmm.
pee and poop while I drive, or I can just cut a hole through my seat
Innovation.
and then put a bucket down there, and then I'll just
I keep hearing about this, but I've
Poop and
never
pee as
seen
I
it.
go.
Do people actually do that?
shit. I don't know, but I'm
'Cause
down.
I keep hearing about.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I keep hearing about
As a
a
kid, I
hole,
always thought that was a great idea.
and then like like a little like kitty litter tray on the bottom.
No. Just do it on the freeway.
Do it on the freeway. I'm just well,
Have a hole
Straight through the
down.
bottom of the car.
yeah.
Ew.
But you know what sucks is like since you guys are gonna do a lot of overlanding and doing a little bit of a river crossing and
Like
mudding,
Flintstone
it's
vehicle,
gonna go-
like a
Oh.
hole
You're
gonna
going
have-
through.
quote unquote mud butts.
Exfoliating. People pay for that.
I think
If I had an
those were all the
OnlyFans
big things
page,
for the dogs, though. I think that's all I can think of at least.
Because
Zach-
like if
Zach-
the
so-
dirt comes up
so
through that
Zach
hole,
was saying cut a hole through the frame of your car that goes through the street, so you can poop through the car onto the highway as you're driving. But I'm
What
saying,
if someone in front of you had the same idea and then
It's just gonna land on the freeway and
Oh,
it
well-
stays there, and then no one knows.
what if it was a wet one?
I haven't
Okay.
thought through all the logistics.
we
Logistically.
haven't thought it through yet, but
Have a
it's
good
just an idea,
shovel.
okay?
The point
It's
is
an
have a good
idea.
shovel and have a good way to get your stuff out. That's all we're trying.
Yeah.
That was a lesson learned for us.
Yes.
We got into talking about
If you guys,
We
if,
spiral.
if you guys
Sounds like
want
us.
something that works, it's those big ass monster canister with the cap on it. Those work really well.
for pee, not for poop.
Oh,
I
I
was
don't
gonna
know.
say that's really like
who has
high talent.
who
if you
has
can
a
put your
big
poop in there.
butthole that actually is bigger than the freaking cap of a monster can?
Okay, but what
How
if
do you-
anyway? So poop.
How do
talk.
How do you even like position it? You can't just
Dude,
wag
take-
bags.
Dude, it
Wag
takes-
bags!
it
Wag
takes
bags.
skills,
You
okay?
sit. You sit on some like no wag bags.
You know, once
Oh, there's actually like there's this funnel thing for girls.
Yes.
I want to get one.
oh,
It's
the
called-
pee thingy.
Yeah, it's called
Yes.
like a shiwi or like a funnel cup or whatever, where girls can stand and pee because all they do is just like spread their legs a little bit and then stick the funnel underneath. I want to get one. I've been
Yeah,
I've been
well,
wanting
without
to get
getting
one.
like gross, because I remember Nicole saying like, yeah, it's just an added difficulty, because otherwise you're like, you still have to deal with getting anything on your pants, and you're like trying to squat, and you don't have the comfort of a normal toilet.
Yeah.
So having something that makes it that much easier, so you don't have to worry about getting your pants dirty or whatever, makes sense.
I would probably use it too because being Asian, you have small
dumb.
wiener, so I don't want to piss on my balls. So like
You're
with,
dumb.
with
Shut
the
up.
with the new thingy,
You're dumb. Shut up.
It'll
No,
it'll
stop
help my
talking.
pants being
Stop
wet.
talking.
Yep.
I mean, if you can find 2 logs to sit on, like in between, that
Oh.
would work too. I've done that.
Yeah, I think
Or like
just
to
having like
lean
an
on.
elevation slightly
Uh-huh.
would be helpful.
I've leaned on a rock before to help.
Have you
me.
guys wiped your butt with a stick before?
No.
It's awesome.
Oh, that was a good point. We had to, we did bring it,
Why
but
are
making
we
sure you
talking
have
about
toilet paper was good.
details?
Having toilet paper was
Talking about the
important too.
necessity.
Uh-huh.
Toilet paper.
I
Oh,
think-
enough.
It is.
With overlanding,
Enough.
there's just a lot of little things. So we brought the stuff that we did bring was toilet paper. That was helpful. We didn't bring good stuff for coffee, which for me was important. And so I was glad that our friends had coffee.
Speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
coffee, if you guys want to support us on coffee, that's ko-fi.com.
Here's another plug-in for coffee. Yeah. ko-fi.com/K9Overland.
And
Send us a coffee or subscribe to our membership.
where you can get all of our geolocations and places that we've gone.
Wait, I will
All
say
the
that
cool
too. We would have had no clue where to go camping, how to get there, when we should get there, any of that stuff. Trying to find a spot on our own and just try to figure it out
Yeah,
would have
you
been
guys just followed us.
so intimidating. Yeah, but being able to go with you guys,
Yeah.
you'd been there before, you knew what to do, where to go. That was so helpful. And so I would definitely say for someone else, if someone's like, I think I want to try getting into
Yeah.
overlanding, I want to try camping, I want to take my dogs
so you
camping.
guys have it a little easier because you guys are actually in our group, our
Yeah.
friends group. But like for people who aren't in our friends group, let's say someone maybe out of state or someone far away that we can't see in person to take out. Yeah, that's why we have the coffee page.
Yeah,
so we
that
can
would have been
share all
invaluable
our
for someone like us.
Yeah, to share all our tips and tricks and information and stuff because we put in a lot of work to get all this information. Like, 1, manual labor because we actually get out there. But 2, Johnny spends hours and hours on his freaking iPad, like searching the maps and like pinpointing places where we can camp and all that. So, I mean, that doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like, the forest pages don't have that.
And plus,
Trying to just do it on our own.
Yeah.
It is
There would've
intimidating. It's a
been-
lot.
It's a lot.
After
For
a
me,
couple
it's a
times
lot.
going and
Yeah.
and finding places and having them not pan out the way we hoped they would or whatever, it would get really it would have gotten really demoralizing.
pointed
So
to
being able to
herself.
go and know that like this is going to be a good spot and it's going to work out well. There's already enough to worry about between the dogs and just making sure we have the right stuff. So having
Yeah.
that leg up just makes it so much more enjoyable.
and then plus the places that I actually map out is a place that I have already been to. So all of my trail condition is recent. So you know what to expect on what the recent trail condition is if you can make it in your
hurt us
Subaru
too.
or a
We've had one on
Camry
trails
or a
that
Sprinter
were closed.
van. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it helps out a lot.
Yeah, sometimes when we go on road trips too, if we have a little extra time and we see like an off-road trail somewhere on the map, we'll
just
just go
go.
drive it just so
Yeah.
we can see what it looks like for next time. So we'll even map places that we actually haven't been to or camped at, but we drove by it, and then we'll map it that
See,
way
the,
too.
I think the thing is that we're not afraid of getting stuck because we had a lot of experience that we know how to get ourselves out of a situation.
Yeah.
That if we see a trail that has a shit ton of overgrown trees or it's very tight, we'll still go through it. We don't care about trail rash, with overgrown trees scratching the paint of our car. It just shows that we use the shit out of the rig that we spent so much money on.
Yeah, like how Zach said, it's an investment.
It is an investment.
It's
but
it's a
then-
very expensive hobby,
But
but,
then
it's
the experience that you enjoy that actually that actually helps you reset from your
Yeah,
your
for
busy
me,
work
it's worth
schedule. It's so worth it.
yeah, so worth it because one, I get to relax and like kind of unwind from the busy life that we have back home, and we get to let the dogs run free.
And this is why Kat's not cooking for you guys next weekend.
You're
The
stupid.
dogs love
What?
it. The fresh
Oh,
air.
because I want to relax.
Because you wanna
Stupid.
relax.
Yeah, the fresh air
Cooking
is
is
worth
working.
it. The
Nicole
dogs
has
love
a
it.
sad face because Nicole
do.
loves
food
I
was
love
Catherine
that
cooks
food.
It's
bomb
just a lot
at
of
freaking
work.
It was
camp.
I just
so
wanna
a lot of
relax,
work, and we very
guys.
much appreciated it
I
because it
just
was
wanna
delicious.
relax.
But we did feel bad because we were like, obviously you had to put a lot of work.
I
into
mean,
it.
I don't mind
Yeah.
cooking one
Don't
dinner
blame
for
me.
everybody, but I don't want to cook every meal
Yeah, no.
3
fair.
days in a row. It was a lot. I mean, I thought
Understandable.
I thought I could do it, but we also had 3 client dogs with us too, and like that was on the back of my mind as well, because I don't trust Johnny with the dogs, even though he's capable of looking after them. It's not.
I
the
only
same.
have one arm, so you can't expect me to do things. I can't even wipe my own
you
ass.
You didn't have one arm when we went to Big Sur.
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, he had a sling.
I had a sling on.
You did
Yeah.
when we went to Big Sur? No.
Yeah. 100%. I had a sling.
No.
Ju-
No.
So I got into my accident
In
June
June.
9th. We went in July, homie.
You did. You did. Right. Okay. So yeah, then I couldn't rely on you to look after them. See?
Exactly. See, you
So-
That's
should-
why it was
you
stressful.
shouldn't depend
yeah,
on
so
me.
that's why I was
understandably
fresh-
stressful.
Yeah.
You shouldn't depend on me.
That's why I
period.
was-
I can't even wash dishes.
Right. That's why I was
Sure.
overworked. That's why I was stressed out and overworked, because I was minding the dogs in the corner of my eye. I mean, we had our friends there. Like, you guys helped out with the dogs a lot. You loved Higgins so much that you like took him.
Wanted
yeah.
to
You
steal
took
him.
him
Doc
on
Higgins.
like
Dude,
full
Doc-
time.
He
Doc
put
Higgins.
his hair in little
Higgins
buns so
a
he could
freaking
see.
nickname.
Higgins is
He was great.
a sheepadoodle client that we brought camping, and then we
Huge
had
sheepadoodle.
Pan. Pan was good.
Pan was
Pan's
an
here now, and she's
angel.
whining.
And imagine.
What? No, that's Scout.
So,
But she
so
was
imagine
whining
a
when we
big ass freaking sheepadoodle and 4 of our dogs plus a small Pomsky in our Jeep. We
And a
didn't.
golden.
We didn't
and
have.
my Camry.
Oh yeah, you had your Camry too.
Yeah, and
Good
a Camry.
times.
Oh yeah, that's
But
right.
now I have my LX, so now we can bring 13 of our own dogs plus some.
Hell yeah, I love
Which
her. I love.
I
her
was
life.
impressed though. You guys were able to handle even dogs that like weren't really used to it, and they were able to learn because we had Gamja too.
Dude,
Yeah.
this
So
is,
they learned.
this
my
is why
business.
we're the
This-
canine
Right.
explorers.
Yeah.
This is why I started my business, because, well, for one, I wanted to take my dogs out, and then I mean, when I transitioned from private dog walking to pack walking, I noticed that I could handle a good amount of dogs on my own fairly easily. Like, the most dogs I've ever had was 14 dogs in my care. Like, that was my biggest pack that I've walked. So I mean, I think I could handle 14 dogs out camping.
Yeah,
just
and
take
they-
them out
and
in
they,
waves.
like learned a lot from it, and they loved it.
Yeah, so
thought it was
I
awesome
wanted
see
to
that.
offer a service for dogs, or to people who have dogs that maybe aren't interested in going out or don't like the outdoors, which is fine. But I mean, I feel like every dog loves to be outside.
It seems like it. I think one of the other things, if we want to talk about this at all, that's been fun over this last 6 months to a year, is that we've had the chance to take advantage of having a pool.
Oh yeah.
And so getting to see how your dogs and our dogs all play, and like kind of getting them acclimated to it. And seeing
Yeah,
how some
Lilo
of
and
them-
Stitch hate it.
Yeah.
Well, Zach always likes
So
to
did
They-
Charlie.
grab
I
him and
know.
throw him in
I know. I
on
always
purpose.
okay. So I think I'm doing it wrong because I force them in, and then they freak out.
Well, it's more you and Zach force him in.
Well, so I
But
think
they
with
have a
different dogs
tiny
it's
step,
different.
so that it's not like they can just walk
Yeah.
in. It's
Yeah.
So I've
hard.
definitely noticed that some dogs respond differently to water. Some dogs love like lakes where they can just walk in. Some dogs,
Scout.
that's really terrifying for them because it's got like the water's moving and
Yeah.
there's waves.
You know what? They are.
Some dogs love the pool.
Yeah.
Like Atticus gets all weird about the ocean, but he loves the pool.
Yeah,
And he'll
that's-
jump in.
Weird.
Scout's pretty good about both. But yeah, but it's been fun even like with Charlie, he's like good about it and he'll like swim and stuff, but he has his
Floaty.
safety vest on. And Atticus, we have a helicopter, that's fun.
helicopter! We're recording a
So we're having fires here in SoCal,
Yeah, I think
and
they're
that's
fire.
that's
Look
what
out.
they're.
California
roaming
is
around.
literal hell
Mhm.
on fire.
But like something that's been fun is seeing how Charlie he'll be swimming and Atticus has whatever his instinct is as a hound where he wants to jump in
And say
and he'll try to save Charlie.
that was funny.
So seeing all the dogs interacting and the different ways that they deal with the
Yeah.
water has been fun
Yeah.
too.
Uma doesn't like water.
I know she doesn't.
She freaks out
But
too,
I'm
but she'll
act-
swim. She knows how to swim because we've taken her to Newport Beach before, and she actually swam in the jetty when it's calm. So we
Yeah.
took the big dogs there before too, and they actually went into the jetty as well when the water was calm. There wasn't waves.
Lilo accidentally went into the
Accidentally,
jetty.
yeah.
Didn't realize.
She ran like across the sand, and because it was like low tide and it was calm, there was a pool, and then she was running, and then all of a sudden she went boop, boop, and then she swam out. But
So do they like the ocean?
so
when the wave is not coming in.
yeah, they
They'll
don't
run-
like waves.
Yeah, when
they'll
it's calm.
run through calm water, and then they'll actually go a little farther than elbow deep in the river.
Yeah, in,
When
in
we
the
went-
river. Yeah.
When we went to Washington,
yeah,
Lilo
in the
actually got
river.
pretty
Oh,
far to
wow.
get a stick. Yeah, she would like her whole chest was in there,
Yeah.
but she won't go all the way in to swim.
So once you see waters moving and whatnot, Stitch will just
Yeah, I
turn
think
around
they're
and freak
just
out.
afraid of deep
Because when,
water
when we went to Big Sur, they were playing around in the water. They got
at the beach.
they got their paws, in the water. But once the wave came,
Yeah.
Lilo just
Bye.
booked it.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to. I
Like,
want
peace
to
out.
teach them maybe a little bit slower to get into the pool and learn how to swim.
They did really
With
well at
their life
swimming class
jackets.
that we paid for.
So they
and-
say. I wasn't there. I didn't
Aw.
watch everything, so I don't know.
We had videos though. They looked
I mean,
like they
what-
were
when
having
in
fun.
our
What
pool though,
video?
they were willing with treats and stuff. They were willing
Yeah.
to just like when you took it slow and did treats, they would take like one step at a
Yeah.
time and they'd
and
slowly
then
get
with their
in.
life
They were getting
jacket.
familiar with it.
Yeah.
So that's been, I think, for me, it's fun. I like seeing the dogs get like, and each at their own pace, but getting used to the water. Yeah,
Squirrels.
that's been fun.
Yo, bear.
I'm glad to see them in their natural environment.
Yeah, I think it's weird because, I mean, Lilo and Stitch do much more. They do much more stuff out in the wilderness, where it's like a river or a lake. They'll actually get wet, but then when it's at home, they don't want to get wet.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
funny.
So
Well, yeah.
Huh?
Because they get to walk into it.
yeah. Oh, and yeah, they're running around freely, and they're doing it willingly, and they're in a better mood. I feel like. So maybe the next time we go out to a lake, I'll try and teach them to swim that way. Because
Yeah.
we still haven't taken them out on kayaks or paddleboarding yet. Only Charlie has gone paddleboarding and Lilo has gone kayaking.
I do
Hey,
want to
shut up.
bring our paddleboard or our kayak this next weekend to our
Oh,
trip.
you are?
Yeah, because we're actually
To
gonna go.
see if we can make it to a lake.
We're actually no, not see. We are going to a lake. I'm gonna make damn sure we're going to a lake because I want to pump that shit up.
Oh, that was definitely something we learned though with lakes, rivers. We learned that it's important to make sure to check in advance
Oh,
if
for-
it's safe because there can
Algae.
be
The
things that
algae.
grow algae that can grow in lakes and rivers that are not safe for dogs. So we've definitely learned that when we're traveling with our dogs, we should always check to
Yeah.
make sure that the lakes and rivers are safe
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, people always ask, is it safe for dogs to drink the water? And I'm like, well, if it's running water, I think it's okay, as long as there's not algae in it. I've actually drank river water before, so I mean, I'm still here.
And there's
Yeah.
tools you can get. There's like I forget what it's
Like
called. The
water
life.
filtration.
Yeah,
you
there's
can get
water
water
filtration, but
filtration.
I actually drank a waterfall water like straight.
Oh,
It
that's
just
true. We
tasted
did
like
too one
dirt.
time because it was.
It tastes like
a,
mineral.
It was a frozen
Yeah.
waterfall one time, and it was melting, and we drank as it was melting.
Is that in Colorado?
Yeah.
Colorado, I would only because it's cleaner.
Yeah,
Colorado.
Colorado has lovely
Clean,
water.
yeah, clean.
But just in
water.
general,
In
it can be dangerous for dogs. So it's just
Yeah.
important to check first before you just
Yeah,
let your dogs run
definitely.
out into the water.
Definitely.
Not in Cali. I wouldn't drink any water in Cali.
I mean, we have.
I mean, it kind of like depends
It
on
depends
the,
on where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Mammoth, I
drink.
would.
I'll drink pee in Colorado.
Actually, it
So
was
pure.
Shasta. When we went to Shasta, I drank the water.
Oh,
McLeod
nice.
River.
Oh, the one
I
where
tasted it,
the one where I
remember?
died at.
Yeah, and you dropped my drone.
Oh.
Well, I flew a drone,
My $600 drone.
flew a
he-
drone into
he
the
flew into
river.
the tree, and,
And
then it fell in the
then-
river.
and then I went to go retrieve it, and I stepped on glass.
Oh.
It was in the
and-
water. Yeah, it
That
was.
sounds rough.
Yeah. And then on top of that, when I stepped on glass, the pain hurt so bad that I actually slipped and fell on a rock.
Oh.
So my
And the
so my
rest of the day, his
calves
whole leg was
so my
so swollen.
calves was so purple and blue and swollen to the
Yeah.
point where I couldn't even take off my joggers.
But it was in the
Oh, dear.
beginning of our hike, and I'm like, I really want to do this hike.
so I had to finish. Yeah, I had to walk freaking 4 miles, in the freaking heat.
That's
Up and
I
hill.
told him, I was like, we came all this way, okay?
That's some love.
We came
Hell
all this
yeah.
way for this stupid hike. I need to do
I
it
ain't no
right
bitch.
now. And then I told him, if it becomes really painful, we'll turn around.
Yeah.
And he,
Only if it's
yeah,
really
he dished
bad.
it out.
I have a high
Good job,
pain
guys.
tolerance, as you can see with my freaking stupid ass injury from work.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
But yeah, I think
Yeah, I mean, like, overall, just knowing your environment, like, beginning of camping versus, like, going into camping with dogs now, like, we've learned a lot. And we can definitely attribute it to you guys. Scout's digging.
Yeah. She's digging.
Well, I'm glad to see you guys more on our trip with our trips and everything. So
I'm glad we're the ones that got you guys out there.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and it all
We
started
love hanging out
with
with you
like,
guys though.
And
Charlie's birthday.
Charlie's birthday.
Dude.
I'm glad we took that leap of faith because it would
Yeah.
have been really easy to just be like, no, that's too intimidating.
Yeah.
It's too much. We don't know what we're getting into.
We only met these people off the internet. They could be murderers.
Totally.
They're not.
Totally.
nice
yeah.
So we hang out like
We're-
multiple times, a lot of times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we-
hung out
You
way,
know,
way
like-
more than
Mhm.
enough.
So
time.
I'm really glad that we.
Oh, but like a
we took
sleepover
that.
in nature?
I'm glad we took that
I
jump. We were
know
like,
that too.
this is worth it. Let's go for it.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
beforehand, it felt like and I would say that that's true for other people who are like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if our dogs are ready. I don't know
But
if
you know
I'm
what?
ready.
The thing with Nicole is that like she knows like, oh yeah, it's my first time doing this, what that. When we invite you guys, you're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. You know?
Yeah, I think it's just really encouraging because, like, obviously now my car is a lot
It's more
better
capable.
built, but even so, the quality time with you guys just never disappoints.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
We love spending time with you guys.
Aw.
You guys are awesome
Yeah,
people.
All right, guys,
Johnny's
$25?
always at your house.
I'm at your
Johnny's
house.
always at your
I'm
house.
at your house more than Cat's at your house. You know.
I know he's
come
been,
to our house
he's
more.
been to our
been-
house twice
I've
now
been-
already without
Someone
me.
shows up randomly to hang
No,
out.
no, he's like there
Because I
at
want to hang
8
out with
a.m.
Zach. What the heck? You can't stop me from hanging out with
It's
my
a
guy
modern
friend.
romance.
You know. Shoot. He's a guy like bromance. You know.
I
I
mean,
gotta have some bromance
your
in my
guys'
life.
house is bigger than ours. Otherwise, we would have you guys over at our house. Our house is jam packed with all my storage for my shop.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
no
think we've been to your
room.
house.
No.
No,
we
you
haven't.
haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to. It's dirty.
One day.
It's dirty.
you guys can
There's
make
nothing
time.
to do there.
You can see the floor, you're fine.
You can
That's
just
my
sit on the
standard.
couch and that's it. Like, yeah, you can watch TV, but that's it.
The couch.
But yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah. Say no.
We can watch Twilight.
Say no more.
Oh my gosh,
Twilight
can we?
Wow. Are we going back with this again? Jesus.
Another one.
Another-
We just
I
did
know,
a whole marathon within the last couple of weeks.
That's why-
We
that's
had
why I
we had this
Worth it.
conversation last time we were at your house. Remember?
It was
I
so
love
good.
Twilight. It's so bad. It's so good.
It's so bad. Anyway,
You guys wanted to freaking FaceTime us and just
We're
watch
always
like,
down
like
for
a
a
Twilight
Twilight. Yes.
marathon.
that's the level of friendship we're at.
If we
Watch
could,
terrible movies.
if we could do an overlanding trip, wait, you have a DVD player in the LX, right?
Oh my gosh,
So-
let's watch Twilight!
Our
The-
next overlanding trip
the-
doesn't
The
matter.
screen is tiny.
Doesn't
We'll
matter.
just huddle.
You know what?
Okay, we
you
have
know
a
what,
friend
guys?
that brought his projector. Okay.
The main reason why we got the LX is because we have a DVD player and a screen in the
So that
back
we can do a
seat.
Twilight marathon on our
I
next
mean, we
overlanding
Are you guys
trip.
down?
We can invite. We
Yes,
can invite-
absolutely.
We have the DVDs at home because she
Yeah,
bought the whole
I
freaking
did.
series.
I have this.
Absolutely, we would do a Twilight marathon while we were camping.
Or I can buy projectors and we can go bougie.
No.
Okay,
We're gonna
actually-
huddle around
actually-
your tiny
Let's borrow
Story
screen.
time.
Jennifer's
Wait.
Christmas present that she
No,
got, your
she got this
cousin's.
little box. Okay, story time. So my actual first camping trip ever that was out in the boonies was when I was like 12, and I went with my family and then like a family friend and their family. We went to Sequoia,
Oh, cool.
and I didn't know anything about camping, and I think it was dispersed camping because we didn't have facilities and we camped near the river. So all I remember was like we had like 3 vans, and then we camped, and there was a picnic table, and then we got to swim in the river, and then at night, so my mom's friend brought like a huge generator and a huge like projector screen, and we got to watch Batman on it.
That's so
And
fun.
they brought like a speaker system and all that, and I'm like, this is camping. This is cool.
You know, we
Yeah.
it was cool.
we
We could
Movies
do
in
that.
nature.
we do have Amazon Prime, so why don't we order?
Amazon Prime wants to sponsor.
Jeff Bezos.
If you guys want to use our affiliate link, we have one. We'll plug it into our Instagram post. But we can buy a projector, babe.
We can make a little bit of money with our
let's-
Amazon.
If anybody else wants to buy a projector for their camping, they can use the Canaan Overland affiliate link.
Our
Buy it.
affiliate link. Disclaimer:
Yeah.
we do make a little bit of commission,
Mhm.
but at no
Also-
cost to you. You're gonna use Amazon Prime anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
then
you need to have a projector so
We
that you
need
can watch
to.
Twilight.
Yeah, I
We
think
need to,
I think
because my DVD
everybody
player's too
needs
small.
to because if you watch the Hunger Games, you're one with nature.
Exactly.
I think this just goes to show that like camping is not a one size fits all.
Oh yeah, it's
No,
not.
there's so
Like, you can do so many things.
Definitely.
Yeah,
that's a good point, yeah.
Exactly.
You can glamp, you can camp, you can.
You can walk around naked like that one girl that we saw when we went
Oh,
camping in Big
yeah.
Sur. That was like all we saw was boobies and
Body positivity, go
Yeah.
her. Like the confidence.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if
mean,
you
maybe
want to
go
just make sure
her,
you have
yeah.
some privacy if you're gonna do that.
I know.
but-
I mean, if I had boobies, I would show it off too.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going to a nude beach one of these days. It's an
It
experience.
wasn't even a nude beach.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
difference.
but
We didn't
I
even
mean,
know
it was a
how she
nude
got
beach.
down there in the
There
first
were
Party
like,
place.
there were
time.
like
Yeah.
kids that
No.
were like, mom, what's going
Yeah,
on?
but they were so
We-
far away.
We were like,
you can't
how
see
the
detail.
hell did you get down there? Because we couldn't even get down there in the first place.
Well, yeah, I think there was some ingenuity in
I have
how
no
they bouldered
clue.
down.
I mean, they thought they were.
They made it.
They sled
Yeah,
it.
They
they
thought
made it.
they thought that they were private going down there, you know, but
yeah, I mean,
But-
unfortunately for them, it wasn't private as they thought.
well,
Also, there was that creepy man.
that creepy
taking
man
photos.
taking photos and videos of her, and we were like, what the hell?
Oh my god.
Nicole, I think you're
Scout
I
is
think
digging
So
a hole
Scouts
to
dug
China.
a pretty good sized hole.
Scout dug a pretty sized hole underneath
Under
the
the
track.
car.
I have a feeling you're.
He's one with nature.
Scout has dug a
Dude.
hole at our old house in the backyard overnight. She dug a hole that was literally 6 feet deep.
Oh man, she's digging.
Yeah,
Now,
it's a tunnel.
like I was able to fit my whole body into it.
Dude.
She would disappear.
Your freaking crosswalk is gonna be in China by the end of the night tonight.
You know, I've always wanted to travel internationally. So Scout is digging, and I think that's just like a comfort digging hole.
Yeah, she's trying
Well,
to.
it's a little
She's trying to
warm.
make a den.
Well, she made a
Under
den
my car.
because you guys gave her a tarp that smells like dog poop.
So that tarp was used when we were fostering 11 puppies.
11.
I remember that. And they were so
Yeah.
cute.
They were so cute. I miss them. They're all bigger than
that's
Atticus.
actually something I wanted to ask you guys about. How many dogs have you guys fostered, and how long have you guys been doing it? Because
I've lost count. You probably know.
fostering is
20.
such a cool concept.
Dude, you guys fostered babies and
We
dogs.
fostered. So we started fostering dogs May 2019.
And you did
And-
20 dogs since.
Yeah, 20 dogs
That's a
total.
lot of dogs. And,
And
I
then-
thought I had a
Well,
lot
one
of
of them,
dogs.
it's a bigger number because we had a
Puppies.
litter all at once.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
But that's
we'll get to.
still
Yeah.
a lot.
The litter was 11 plus their mom. So that was 12 and 14 dogs total in our house. It was a wild
Volume-
time.
yep.
Loved it.
So what was our
I know
first
how
foster
I know
dog?
how
Our
that
first
is.
foster was Mandy, the blue
Yeah.
tick coonhound.
Oh,
Cool
Yes.
town.
cool.
Yeah, so the first dog we fostered was a pregnant dog, and she was super sweet. But that was an experience
and
because
this was
Yes.
with Priceless Pets.
this is through
So
Priceless
you've
Yeah,
been
Pets.
doing all through Priceless.
All through Priceless Pets. That's where we got our dogs from.
Priceless Pets is
But
a local
she-
rescue in Costa Mesa. Where's their other place? Claremont?
Costa Mesa, Claremont, and Chino Hills.
And
There are
Chino
3
Hills.
locations.
Yeah, I shot photographs for them.
And they're
Oh,
good
hi.
people.
They are good people.
Our
I
dogs
like
are
them.
great, and all the dogs we fostered have been really fun. But fostering a pregnant dog was a really wild ride because she was
Yeah.
pregnant, and then after
And
a few
then
weeks, we
She
didn't
gave
really
birth.
know, but then she gave birth
your
in our
house.
home. Yeah, so we had to
Uh-huh.
like
Whelper.
Yeah, like be there for
Holy
it and help
crap.
her in the process.
Yeah,
and that was
whelping
pretty
puppies
crazy.
is crazy.
It was a wild
Jesus.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was during my exams
Oh.
Yeah.
because I was going to school, so it was like my final, and then
And
Zach
you're
called
like,
me.
shit,
He's like,
puppies.
yeah. So I left when she was giving birth. Zach came home from work. I left for my final, and Zach called me. He's like, hey, one of them didn't survive, and I'm like
Oh,
gonna
no.
cry during my final, so I just like leave after. I was like,
Yeah.
they're
Aw.
dogs, and she's like, yeah, no, go.
Yeah, not to be overly, you know,
It's
anything.
emotional.
Mhm.
But yeah, a couple
Yeah.
of them didn't end up making it. There were 13 puppies. 11
That's a
11
lot.
survived.
Yeah.
So it was really
really
intense.
sad.
And then having puppies in our home for a couple months.
Mhm.
We actually had a family member come into town that was visiting. and then we felt so bad because she wanted to see California, but she's in our house and there's 11 puppies. And like, as cute as they are, they stink, right? And they just poop everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And
It was a lot.
and we, you know, it's a lot of work to maintain it. And so it was a lot, and the house smelled. And
Yeah.
she had actually, I think, even
She
ended
left a
up,
week
she
early.
left earlier than
She's
she
like, I
originally
can't.
planned to
Yeah.
because
Probably
she
smell
was
like
a
your
lot.
tarp right now, right? Like,
Well,
She's
Yeah.
not a dog person.
She's a dog
She-
person, but it was, you know, on your vacation, you want your house,
True,
the house that you're
right.
staying at, to smell like
Yeah.
11
crap.
puppies.
Mhm.
But that was so much fun, and we, you know, great Instagram content.
Yeah, I remember.
And,
I remember you guys did like a bunch of stories on the puppies, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, they're so cute.
I think our most, even to this day, our most viewed reel, I think, was
No.
one of our most
Yeah.
viewed was a reel with all the puppies
puppies.
in it.
Yeah, but it's a rewarding thing because like for Mandy, no one was stepping up to foster her. And we're like, okay, well, it's our first time. Let's go.
Yeah.
So from there, we fostered 20 dogs total, and then,
So
As-
eight more since then.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then since then, we've also fostered a little kiddo for over a year and a half.
That was a long
Which-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he's sweet. He turns 3 next month.
Aw.
I mean, he had his, his tantrums and stuff,
Well,
but
Toddlers.
remember we took
Yeah,
him
toddlers,
hiking that
exactly.
one time in the
Yeah,
snow.
he did so good.
Yo, it is
Yeah.
no joke.
But he did so good.
Yeah,
I gave
we miss him.
I gave him a mint.
Oh, he loved it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remembered I gave him a mint. I was like, "You want some candy?"
Adrian.
So it's been the
Yeah.
whole gamut of fostering. We
Mhm.
had some
Yeah.
really old dogs.
We had some senior dogs. We had some puppies. We had a cute little toddler.
We've had some that were really scared. Like we had
Oh,
dogs
yeah.
that came into our home and
Like fearful dogs.
they were really, it took a lot of work just to get them to even be okay with Nicole, much less me. We had some that were like pretty badly injured and they had to like do a lot of just like
Rehab.
physical healing.
Mm-hmm.
We had some that were really cute puppies and those are easy, right? They're like the
Yeah.
dogs that everyone wants
Puppies
to
are easy.
Well, we had some that were like young, cute, you know, had no
Yeah.
issues. Everyone wanted to adopt them right away. Our friends wanted to see them. Whereas some of the, like we had one that we fostered that was, we thought really cute, but he'd been seriously mistreated.
Oh, Jem.
And so Jem, yeah,
Oh,
he
I
had like
remember
pieces of
him.
his ears missing
Yeah.
and big
Yeah.
sores on his head.
Yeah.
And so for other people,
It was cute.
they had a harder time and he wasn't as fast to be adopted, but he was still a lot of fun for us.
Yeah, we've only met
So
Sandy when you fostered her.
Yeah, Sandy.
She was
Yeah.
cool.
Sandy was
She was
super
cool. I
sweet.
like
Yeah.
Sandy.
Sandy
So I
was
think
Scout's
all of
twin.
them. It's just been.
I just wanna
You
be
have
all
to be
your fosters.
patient. You have to be okay
Yeah.
with your house. Like a lot of them aren't potty trained, so
Yeah.
we had to be
Yeah.
okay with
Definitely.
cleaning up behind them and teaching them.
I mean,
But it's been fun.
my line of work
Yeah.
is kind of like fostering.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Hey,
is.
know?
if you guys
We're
want
kind of on the same
like
level.
if you guys want a mechanic who's not potty trained, you can foster me. You know?
We know you can use the toilet. You use it the
No,
other day.
sometimes I shit my pants. You know, it's
It
once
happens.
in a while.
That happens sometimes. Let's normalize that.
I mean, that would be more helpful than some of the dogs.
Yeah,
we foster.
exactly. You know,
Yeah.
you clean my poop and I'll fix your car.
You're
You
so
know,
dumb.
There we go.
that's a good trade off.
You're so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take any of our foster dogs camping because
No.
that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But fostering itself is really rewarding, and camping itself, learning all of that is rewarding. So you know,
Yay.
different types of rewards.
I think fostering dogs has been really fun, and if you're able to get connected to, I also think that for people who maybe haven't had dogs before, but they want to
It'd be a good
make
trial
sure that they're
run.
okay with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I think what happens a lot is people that haven't had dogs see other people and they think, oh, that'd be so fun. And then you get a dog and you're like,
They're
whoa,
not.
this is a lot more work than I
Yeah.
thought.
Yes.
So fostering is a good way. There's a huge need,
Mhm.
and it's a way to get, you can have a dog in your home and see what it's like and see if you really like it before you adopt one permanently.
Yeah. fostering too can kind of help like shift the population of dogs in the shelters because they're so limited on space.
Because otherwise,
Yes.
exactly. Otherwise, they're stuck in kennels.
Yeah. Yeah, they would be in a home setting rather than a kennel.
Yeah. And they'd be less stressed,
Right.
which
And
allows them to get like adopted.
which helps them get adopted.
And they make excellent Instagram content. So if you're a content creator and you're like,
don't foster dogs just for Instagram content though.
no, don't do it just for that. But if that helps push you over the edge,
I mean that's
Shut
how,
up.
but that's how a lot of dogs get adopted though because they're on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah,
for
I
us, that's
mean,
so fun.
I think you guys
So
shared
do it for the gram, but don't do
Pastora.
it for the wrong reasons for the gram.
Yeah. Yeah, do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And then have your friends also share the dogs so they like are widespread and someone in the community can like adopt
Yeah.
a good dog.
Our friend Stacy, she's Peanut Loves Butter on Instagram. She also works at a rescue and like she's brought a couple of like foster dogs or adoptable dogs to some of our pack walks before.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good exposure, and then it gets the dogs out and like socialize a little bit to kind of like prep them for adoption.
Yeah.
Rescues are usually volunteer and they're spread really thin.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and not in any critical way, but you look at rescue websites, a lot of the time the pictures aren't that great because they're trying to
Yeah.
take pictures of tons of dogs and the little bios aren't that great.
And
So
plus,
for
they're
us, we
always
get
so
to-
busy, so like they don't
Exactly.
have the time to do photo shoots. So for
So
me,
we can get good pictures
Yeah.
and yeah.
I offered to photograph some of their dogs before, and we went 3 times.
Dude,
and
it
we
was
got
so
to meet-
fun.
It was really
yeah,
fun.
just to meet the dogs and their personality and
remember this
everything. It
dog.
was so enjoyable.
Yeah, I remember this dog Mongo. Like he was like a trouble dog. Like he was one of the higher, like high list, not adoptable
More
yet.
challenging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the challenge dog. But then we took him out, and he was so
He was so sweet.
We
Yeah.
I brought a ball out, and like we
Yeah.
played with him to get like action shots of him, and then I think the photos helped get him adopted.
What
Because
about-
he
That's
was
the fun.
just- he
It's
was a
fun about
husky mix-
fostering too.
mix.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
'Cause-
needed the right family.
So you bring out their personality.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
share to people.
Yeah, like with Jem, he was sad and hurt.
Yeah.
And then by the time he was adopted, he was just a happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
See, even Atticus
Oh.
in the kennel, they kept saying like in the
He's a
kennel
psycho.
he was crazy and didn't
Well, yeah,
react
'cause he's
well
in
and
the
doing really badly
I
because he was
know.
in a kennel. As soon as we got him home,
Yeah.
He
he was a
slept.
totally different dog. So
Yeah.
letting people see what the dogs are
Like
like.
meeting Atticus, he's a freaking sweetest boy.
Yeah.
He's a derpy.
Besides,
So dogs that
besides,
only get a chance
besides
to be seen in a
drooling,
kennel, it's
drooling
not
all
fair
over
for
your
them.
face, he's like a freaking sweet
sometimes.
boy.
Yeah. So it's really fun and it's good.
Yeah, I want to get back into volunteering. I wish I had a little bit more time. I did volunteer walking at Dalmatian Rescue, and that was fun. So yeah, I would definitely do it again. It was cool.
Yeah,
we got
it's-
to see a bunch of Dalmatian mixes and stuff.
Was that Newport Beach or
Yeah,
Costa
in
Mesa?
Newport.
Yeah,
So
Newport.
yeah, this is my message to all you listeners. If you guys have any extra time, I mean, reach out to your local rescue
Help out.
and ask if they need their dogs walked because
They do.
they all, yeah,
They do.
They
Yeah,
always do because they're always going to be in a kennel and they're not like free roaming or anything. So any
Treat 'em.
chance to get out to walk would be great for them.
Yeah. Or if you don't have time, donating supplies.
Oh,
Yes.
And that may
yes.
not look like
Donating supplies.
kibble. Like you can
doesn't-
donate
Blankets.
old towels,
Yeah,
old
towels,
blankets.
blankets. Yeah.
We used so
Puppy
many
pads.
old towels when we had the puppies.
Yes.
And they were
I
not salvageable.
No. Like, oh, can we clean
I mean,
this?
people
No,
are
it's
gonna
covered in
throw out old towels anyway. Might as well
Yeah.
get one
Yeah.
more use out of them. So yeah, a lot of rescues will just take anything, but obviously, like reach out to them before you just drop off stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, adopt, don't shop. But also, if you want a purebred dog, please research
Do your
and
research.
do your research,
Yes,
do your due
please.
diligence, and seek out reputable breeders. I think we're just gonna end the podcast here. It was great to have you guys, Nicole and
Yeah,
Zach.
exactly.
I mean, we always hang out, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
always a good time.
But we're hanging out in nature.
Yes,
In
and we're
nature.
recording
Yeah.
it.
And you guys are always down to hang out with us, and
Yeah.
you guys are always down to go off roading with us. And
Yeah, I feel like all our interests are kind of like lined up because
Yeah.
we like to do dog stuff and like
Mhm.
hike
like food.
and food.
well, not only that, but like I love hanging with you guys because you guys like to eat healthy. So it'll it'll help me with
Healthy-ish.
with my COVID weight, you know,
French
because I can't work out anymore. I have one arm,
Del
you know what I
Taco.
mean?
Every time
So-
we see you guys,
Oh
you
my
guys always
God.
mention Del Taco.
Bringing up Del Taco, okay? If you guys want to go
Dear
to Del Taco,
listeners,
we need to go to the
please.
original
Not
Del Taco
sponsored.
in Barstow.
We're not sponsored.
We
but
are
we
not,
could be.
but we
Not
could
sponsored,
be.
but
You know
Del
what?
Taco.
We
we are
had
not.
we had Del Taco the other night because of you freaking fools.
I had
You're welcome.
I had the
You know?
burger,
Okay, that was your
Okay?
mistake.
And I had diarrhea because of you guys.
but I love
What
the
did you
fries.
Blame you and your poor
I
order.
love the fries.
yeah.
Okay.
We have solid choices.
But
Anyway,
suffice to say,
it's
yeah.
great hanging out.
And it's
talking
been
about
fun to
those.
get to share, you know, the experience of new people to the world. of
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
off-road.
you guys would be like the prime example of
Yep.
brand new to now experienced overlanders.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have questions, definitely go follow them. Their adventures with Atticus. Wait,
Adventures of
Atticus and Scout on Instagram. Adventures of Atticus and Scout. Definitely reach out
like
to
the
them,
book.
like the book, like To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah, yeah. Reach out to them, follow them. They're on Instagram. Other than that, again, we also have a page if you guys want to support us and send us some coffee or sign up for our membership to get exclusive info on our camping trips and coordinates and tips and tricks and all that. It is coffee.com. That's ko-fi.com/K9 Overland. And we'll catch you next time.
We'll catch you on
We
the
won't
next
see
episode.
you next time. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.